Hello, it's Ash, and welcome back to day 14 of the Injury Prevention Blueprint, where we are back working on our quads to prevent quad strain. So we're going to get some stretching and some strength exercises for them. We're starting on our back, and as we did last week, we're going to do the straight leg raises, but this time we're going to add an element of core into this. So we can bring the left foot up towards the hip with a good bend on the knee. We're going to keep the right leg nice and straight, the head on the floor, and what we're going to do is those straight leg lifts. So we're not doing it just yet, I'm just demonstrating. So we're keeping nice and strong through those quads as we come up, and also the hip flexors. So squeeze, think about really squeezing the quads as you come up and the hip flexors. But also what we're going to do is we're going to bring an added element. So this is the slightly modified version. The added extra version is bringing the left knee into the chest and hugging the shins like this. And then we're going to do that single leg. Okay, so like this. So there's two versions. This is the harder version. This is the more modified version. Make the choice, and we're going to do 30 seconds, but make sure the right choice for your body, okay? 30 seconds each side. Get into position, right leg straight. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So control up. And as you're going down, make sure you're getting a good squeeze. Really sort of kick that heel strong through that leg so the quads are active and the hip flexors. So you're sort of really trying to straighten that right leg as much as you comfortably can. Really think about pushing that heel as away from the hip as much as you can so the quads are active. You're doing really well. 5 seconds. Nice and smooth, don't rush. 2, 1, and time. Well done. Okay, just have a bit of a windscreen wiper left and right. Feel the difference between the left and the right sides. And I'm going to go into the opposite side now. So left leg straight. Again, right knee bent or hugging it in. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And again, think about keeping that leg nice and strong and straight. Keep breathing as we do this. Trying to keep the head relaxed on the floor. Relax the jaw and the shoulders and go nice and smooth with the rep as you come up with the leg. Doing really well. Keep that going. 5 seconds. It should feel like bending the hip flexors as well at the top of the thigh. And time. Again, windscreen wiper left and right. Breathe. And then just roll yourself over onto one side and come up to a seated position. And then what I'm going to do from here is hands behind the back like this. And then we're going to squeeze. So we're going to try and squeeze the quads. I'm going to try and really straighten the legs as much as I can so that the heels lift up off the floor. Now you might even not be able to see that my heels are on the floor now. And when I squeeze and activate my quads, really straightening the legs, the heels lift, and then they come back down and then lift. So I'm going to do that. So again, we're going to do this for about 45 seconds, squeezing the quads and bringing those heels up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So really tense those quads and then release. Tense and then release. If you get pain in the back of the knee, you might be hypermobile, so try not to do it too straight. I know it's quite hard to do because we are trying to strengthen the legs, but try not to go too far past straight if you are hypermobile. So again, you're really focusing on that good squeeze. Quads should be rock hard, then release. Squeeze, pause, release. Keep going. 10 seconds, you're doing really well. Well done. Last one, squeeze and release. Again, just have a little bit of a bounce and a wiggle and a move it around. And then we're going to come onto a kneeling position. Now we're going to do that bear position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're tucking the toes under. Now, I'll just pause for a moment. I'll show you there's 2 variations. We can just hold the bear position here. So again, this is hard and it's a lot of work for the core and the upper body as well. Or we can go into a rock. So we can rock slowly, hips to the heels, and push strongly into the toes and come back to bear. Rock hips towards the heels, push, and you can do this nice rock here. And again, if I look down at my quads, I can see my quads are really active and they're going to start to burn quite quickly. Okay, so there's 2 versions, staying still or quad rocking. We're going to go for 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Breathe as we do this. So try and relax the jaw and the shoulders. Really think about pushing those big toes down into the floor to get good quad activation. You're doing really well. It's starting to burn. I'm with you. You're doing really well. Come on, 5 seconds. Let's keep going. Almost there. 2, 1, and release. Well done. Have a bit of a windscreen wiper or a wiggle of those hips. There's a little spider. Sorry, just get this, don't want to squish it. Come on. Go on. There it goes. Okay, little spider. Okay, and then what we're going to do from there, again, just... That spider's throwing me off. We're going to do those reverse nordics. We're going to go knees underneath your hips. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to stay nice and tall. So from the knees to the knees to the shoulders, stay nice and tall. So activate your core. And what we're going to do from here is leaning back. So we're trying not to bend the hips like this. So we're leaning back, staying nice and strong. Make sure the lower back feels strong. And then it's as if we're kicking our feet into the floor and rocking back. Okay, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go nice and slow. Make sure your knees feel okay with this, and you can make the movement smaller, so you can just do this movement just really small, rocking slightly back and then forwards. If you feel like you've got no pain and you feel like you've got the strength, you can rock further back and really kick into those feet to kick into the quads. This is the last strength exercise, you'll be glad to know. You've done really well. Nearly there. Come on, let's go one more. Breathe, squeeze and relax. Well done. Okay, back to hands and knees. We're now doing the stretchy stuff. Well done. Woohoo. Okay, let's step. Take the knees further back and then rock the hips into the heels and then step the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Now come up with the head and the hands to the hips. And now what we're going to do from here is we're going to slowly lunge and pulse. We're going to open up that left quad, left hip flexor area at the top of the quads, going up into the front of the hip. As we pull the head and chest away from that front knee. And then maybe if it feels like a good stretch, you can stay here. Or you could add a little bit extra room by bringing this left hand up and then bringing it maybe across to the right side slightly. Okay, so just slowly lunging down, coming back up, massaging with this. Relax the jaw and the shoulders. Make sure that back knee feels safe. So if you need to get a cushion or something to make it a bit softer, you can do that. And breathe. Okay, and then slowly release the hands to the floor. And then again, we're going to walk the hands a bit further forwards and wiggle that front foot a little bit further forwards to drop the hips as much as we can into the floor. So again, we're going to feel. So what we're going to do is slowly pulse down and pulse up with the hips. So again, quad and hip flexor area. And then lift the head and chest and breathe as we're slowly pulsing with that to get that nice dynamic massagey stretch feeling. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. It helps relax the nervous system. Okay, and then stepping that right foot back and then go hips to heels. As we come up, step the left foot to the inside of the left hand. Now come up to kneeling position. And again, hands to the hips, and then we're going to just do that nice, slow, lungey. That lungey thing, I don't know why I added a Y onto that. Lunge forwards and back, opening up right quad, right hip flexor area. Maybe bring the right hand up into the air and slightly across. Keep the head away from the knee at the front, so lifting the head slightly back. If you need to ease off, what you can do is bring the hand down, or you can bring that back knee closer to the front foot. Again, check in with how you breathe in. Have a little smile. Okay, and then bring the hands down. And then we're going to take that left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can take that back knee a bit further back to the point that you can really drop that right hip into the floor. And then we're dropping the hip into the floor and then lifting it up. Lift the head and chest. And breathe as we do this. So I can't feel the stretch as much on this side as my left feels tighter on the left quad hip flexor area. But it doesn't mean to say I'm going to carry on going and go even deeper and really force it. I know that my body is still getting through that range of motion as I'm doing this movement. So I know that I'm keeping that range of motion healthy. and there. So you don't always have to feel a really intense stretch sensation to know that it's doing some work. Okay, and then we're going to step that left foot backwards. Have a little bit of a rock, back hips into the heels, come forwards. Again, nice and slow, rock forwards and back to sort of reset everything. Feeling the after effects of all of that work. And now realising that you have completed 2 full weeks of this programme, 14 days, well done. You've done fantastic work for 14 days. We've got 14 more days left. We're into week 3 tomorrow, so day 15. If you could just give this video a thumbs up or put thanks for the video in the comments, I'd be greatly appreciated. And if you're interested in having me as your coach, have a look in the link in the description below. Well done. You have finished 14 days of this programme. Fantastic start. Let's keep going, and I shall see you tomorrow for day 15. Well done.